Good evening, everyone. I've got some herbal tea here, and we're having a blizzard. So I told Mike, it's like I might as well just, since we're stuck inside, just do the video tonight instead of waiting till tomorrow. Because I usually do my Elders Letters videos in the mornings when I'm perky and awake. Alright, we have the January 2023 Elders Letters already. I know, and it's only the 2nd. So thank you, Atlantis, very much. We appreciate it. So I'm going to read this. For elders seeking assistance from the Hospital Liaison Committee, it has been observed that many publishers who obtain assistance from the Hospital Liaison Committee, HLC, in an emergency situation could have achieved a better outcome if the HLC's assistance had been requested sooner. So that tells me they're having some epic failures with the HLC. Therefore, adjustments as to when and how a publisher can obtain HLC assistance are being made as described below and in the announcement for congregations. Well, if it's an emergency situation, I thought they were supposed to be on call and ready to go when it was an emergency. When a publisher requests HLC assistance, first contact the HLC to provide the following information: name, age, and telephone number of publisher, spiritual standing of publisher and his family, and whether unbelieving family members are involved. So they want to know all of this information and how strong. So this tells me they've run into some problems with the HLC. Yeah. Whether a completed durable power of attorney card is available. If not, the publisher should be encouraged to complete one immediately. Yeah, they've run into some legal issues over all this. Unbaptized publishers may adapt the language of the DPA card and identity card to prepare healthcare instructions for themselves and their children. During the conversation with the HLC member, obtain a primary and backup means of contacting the HLC. Thereafter, provide this information to the publisher so that he may contact the HLC directly. Remind the publisher that if in the future he once again needs HLC assistance, he should request up-to-date contact information from an elder. We hope that by means of these adjustments, fewer publishers will experience an emergency situation involving pressure to accept a blood transfusion. Oh yeah, they've been running into problems. Additionally, publishers will be able to discuss health matters directly with an HLC member rather than requiring you to convey information to the HLC on their behalf. If you have any questions about these adjustments, please contact the HLC. In due course, the Shepherd Book will be adjusted to reflect the updated direction. Interesting. As a reminder, up-to-date contact information for the HLC is available on JW Hub. Go to lookup/contacts. Each elder should ensure that he has ready access to this information in case of an emergency. This information is not for general circulation. Therefore, it should not be posted on the information board. In an emergency, you may print the DPA card from JW Hub. And it's interesting because when you watch that leaked PID video, they are talking about the updates they have done to the hub and how even if you're just finding out about a convention, you can click on a certain convention and location and it will have pictures and information of the JWs who are actually affiliated with that department and who are working on that. So it's all linked now, and you can just do a few clicks and see who you need to contact for that particular thing that you're trying to find, or like they're mentioning, the HLC. Meeting times. Please be guided by the Shepherd Book, Chapter 21, Paragraph 33, with regard to the rotation of meeting times. This is interesting. Printed copies of the Shepherd Book. In May 2023, a revised edition of the Shepherd Book will be made available for download in a number of languages on JW Hub in the PDF, JW Pub, and EPUB formats. We encourage you to make good use of electronic copies of the book. However, if you need a printed copy in regular or large print, please inform the service overseer. Then they have revised talk outlines for public talks, and they have a whole list of different talks, have recently been revised. Well, if it was spiritual food by the Holy Spirit back then, why does it need to be revised? Just asking. Public speakers should ensure that they are using the latest version of the outlines. For congregation service committees, reviewing applications. The review applications feature on JW Hub has been enhanced to allow you to return an application to the applicant. See, there they go. They're updating JW Hub. This functionality can be used in cases where the applicant needs to provide additional or corrected information before the application can be considered for approval. When you return an application to the applicant, you should inform him that it has been returned and explain the reason. The application will not appear in the review applications feature until he resubmits the application. Likewise, the circuit overseer can now return an application to the Congregation Service Committee to obtain missing or corrected information. Instructions for congregation use of jw.org Form S-135 will be updated in due course to reflect this adjustment. They're making all kinds of changes, aren't they? For the coordinators of the bodies of elders, announcements for congregations, please ensure that the announcements for congregations is read at the next midweek meeting and thereafter posted on the information board for at least 1 month. Revised talk outlines. Please ensure that any ministerial servants who deliver the public talks noted in paragraph 8 of the announcements for elders are using the latest version of the outlines. For secretaries, review of congregation records. As a reminder, please review the congregation file sometime this month in harmony with the records retention guidelines provided in Shepherd Addendum SFLA. Now, that's when they go through their records. Meeting times. If the congregation meeting schedule changes, please immediately update the meeting times on JW Hub using the congregation information link on the JW Hub homepage. You can enter meeting time changes before they go into effect by selecting Add a Future Meeting Schedule. If it is not possible to use JW Hub, submit the Kingdom Hall Information Form S5 form to the Service Department. For service overseers, durable power of attorney cards and identity cards. Ensure that a sufficient supply of DPA cards and identity cards is maintained by the literature servant. Printed copies of the Shepherd Book. In harmony with paragraph 7 of the announcements for elders, please ensure that requests for printed copies of the Shepherd Book are promptly submitted to the branch office in the same way that requests for other special request items are submitted. Requests should be submitted no later than Monday, January 30, 2023. The books will be wrapped to ensure confidentiality and will be labeled for delivery to the coordinator of the body of elders. Plain brown wrappers. For life and ministry meeting overseers, midweek meeting part, prepare now for medical emergency. The announcement for congregations regarding seeking assistance from the Hospital Liaison Committee adjusts some of the information presented in the January-February 2023 Life and Ministry Meeting Workbook. Article, Prepare Now for a Medical Emergency, which is to be discussed the week of January 23rd, 2023. So that is the elders' letters I have so far. And I just wanted to mention that I talked on the phone to someone who just left the organization 6 months ago. It was great talking with you, Cindy. Thank you very much. And it's interesting because she told me something that I hadn't heard yet. She told the elders, don't announce I'm disfellowshipped to the congregation because you will be lying to the congregation because I did nothing wrong. And so their announcement was that so-and-so will no longer be going to the Kingdom Hall. And it's like, boy, that's really interesting. And is that because they are getting sued for disfellowshipping people and announcing they are disfellowshipped? I don't know. And she did say that someone who has actually committed a sin, they're still announcing they are disfellowshipped. So that was interesting. That was a first for me. I hadn't heard that before. So just want to say hi to you and your friend Cindy, and thank you for watching. And I want to thank the XJW that sent me the link to this article. We don't have any further information. All we know is that this may possibly be an XJW. And as more news comes in, we will let everybody know. Sorry about the puppy whining at the door. I'll put the link down to this article, The Weston Democrat, stabbing under investigation in Lewis County, West Virginia. At approximately 7:31 a.m. Friday, the Lewis County Sheriff's Office and the Mountain Region Drug and Violent Crimes Task Force, assisted by the West Virginia State Police and the Weston Police Department, responded to a 911 call at the Weston Manor Apartments in Lewis County. Upon arrival, it was discovered that 2 individuals in the apartment had been stabbed. The 2 individuals were transported from the scene to Mon Health Stonewall Jackson Memorial Hospital due to their injuries. This incident is under further investigation. More details will be released at a later date. It's still an active investigation, and we just can't make any further comment at this time. Lewis County Sheriff Dave Gosa. So, as we know, we will let everybody know. And like I said, this was in Lewis County, West Virginia. And so if anybody has any information, you can email me at kimmyambrooks@gmail.com and let me know. There's just not enough information coming in at this time, but hopefully we'll know soon. And thank you for watching. And we send our love to everybody, and you have a wonderful week. Bye.